Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 52 of the House of Moody Vintage podcast. Great to have you all back. Feels great to be back as usual, weekly. Thankfully, this is my creative sanity. I don't know, what do you want to call this? A place of solace, and my quantum of solace. Still don't know what that title means. But hey, James Bond, fantastic film. Anyways, maybe not as good as the other ones, but good to be back. You know, had a very last month was weird. I mean, let's just call it what it is. It is February 28th. It's the last day of February. It is the shortest month. We know that, obviously. Last week was my birthday thing. Exactly 9 days ago. So that was exciting, right? We sort of reviewed that. Post birthday week was rough. Okay, and I don't mean health wise. I just mean things that are just going on in my life right now, things that are not going on in my life right now. Man, lots to. I might be a little vulnerable on this episode, in the sense that there's a lot of things going through my mind. I'm not going to divulge into too much. I'm not going to reveal too much. I don't think it's probably not the best thing to do. So, but man, I got to get one of my goddamn air conditioners fixed in the living room. Fuck, keep thinking, it's one of those situations, where you're sitting there, you're like, should I call the repair dudes to repair it? But even after repair it, they're going to charge me. And what if it's still not fixed? Like, what if, we're going to have to replace the goddamn thing, I don't want to go through that right now. I don't want to deal with that shit, man. I just want to be cool. Although today was pretty, the weather was pretty damn good in Bangkok today, or the past couple of days. It's been really, really good. Very windy, and it rained not too long ago. But today a little warmer, but it was nice. I was home and I didn't have to turn my AC on. That is always freaking nice, especially when you live in a humid place like Bangkok. It's super duper nice. But we cherish those moments. But besides the AC thing, anyway, that's like one thing out of a lot of other things that I'm having to deal with. I'm dealing shit with professionally. Some things are happening. Some things I want to happen, but isn't happening, those kind of situations, And so it's like, okay, you get rid of the birthday week, you get rid of the, the celebration weekend, and then you're thinking to yourself, okay, back to reality, right? But, there is a little of those moments of escapism where, like today, I spent time with my, with my fam, with my BKK fam, my OGs from Dhaka, people I've known for literally over a decade. And, like I said before, so many times before, I'm so incredibly blessed to have them, and we're living in the same city, outside of where we originate from. So, and again, all of us are going through transitions, but it's always nice to have that support system, and I'm even more blessed because a lot of people don't get that. They don't have that, and people who actually truly deserve it, truly deserve that type of support, that type of, I guess you'd call companionship. It's not just only about helping someone out when they need you, but also you want to emotionally connect with someone who isn't, that someone that you're not romantically involved with someone, right? So you want to have that kind of company because it is a sort of kind of like a basket of comfort, And there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone needs that. Everyone needs that support. And a lot of people, feel alone. I'm accustomed to it because, that's virtually been me my whole life. Being the only child, my parents, like I've mentioned many times before, there's a lot of things I had to learn on my own. But of course, I was always blessed to have and very grateful to have my friends, my close friends with me, ever since I was a kid. Obviously, I don't get to talk to or see my childhood friends or my neighborhood friends that I'm still very close with, and they're like brothers to me. But we all got our own lives going, and we've all grown up, and we sort of all went our own paths, and we are here where we are today. But I'm just equally as grateful that we're still in contact, and again, thank goodness for the internet, right? But I have there are certain times where you're just not having a good day and you feel incredibly lonely. And I know that feeling. I get it. I've been there, even someone who is accustomed to, live on his own or be on his own, enjoy his own company. I'm talking about me, of course. And someone who's introverted like me. I know people are shocked. I don't know what, people have known me for quite some time. They still think they're shocked when I tell them I'm an introvert. I'm a fucking introvert. Trust me. Okay. I just love being around, I am somewhat of I'm somewhat of a family oriented person, like I still have aspirations of, settling down and having kids and, having that sort of big family, you know what I mean? And so my close friends are my family. They are more family to me than my own blood. You know what I mean? That's very sad to say, unfortunate, but that's life. But again, I am fortunate to have that around me. There are obviously, days or a month or months where they're not around. But that's just sort of like, a time of the year or a phase or transition that we're all going through. But I'm always around the right company, the company that you should be around, supportive, very supportive company. And it's very difficult when you don't have that support, when you're away from, let's say you're away from home, and you really struggle. And that's why you need that type of company, that positive reinforcement, honest reinforcement, not toxic positivity. That is very much a thing. But people who are honest with you, but also very caring, and they'll tell you how it is, but with pure intentions, with positive intentions. So when you have those positive vibes, that positive energy around you, it just makes life a little easier. When you don't have that, obviously it's hard as fuck. And I think I'm pretty sure we've all been through that. Some of us are going through that right now. So yeah, I guess this is sort of like a shout out to the people who are in my life, who I consider, ooh, I'm getting a little choked up right now, who I consider very close to me, who are close to me, a handful of folks, people that you obviously see me with on Instagram or whatever, and there are a few individuals who you don't see me regularly, who I am, ridiculously close to. They are there for me as well, and I'm always going to try to be there for everyone, to the best of my abilities, and that support is so fucking priceless. It is incredibly priceless, because it's not just like, it could be physically, it could be, emotionally, but it's just above all mentally, because at the end of the day, I may be accustomed to be alone and live alone and be an introvert, but you still need human connection. You still need that lifeline. You need companionship. It has to be there. It's, you would be lost. You would not be in a good state of mind if you didn't have that there. So I am stupidly grateful for that. And there are individuals out there who also find themselves in a situation where, sorry, I didn't want to get so deep in this episode. I really didn't, because there's some things that I promise you, there are some lighter type of content in the episode. I swear. I just wanted to get it out of the way, because it's something that it's very fresh. It's something happened, today, the past couple of days, or a week, last week, whatever. I just and I'm also, so I just want to take this opportunity to also give a shout out to those individuals who are, not in my position, for those who don't have that support and who are fucking roughing it out and really feeling it, And so to those people, I want you to know that the number one thing you should not be doing is living your life by other people's standards. You should not be living your life on someone else's pace, or when people tell you certain things about your life, the decisions that you've made, and maybe you haven't made the best decision in your life, but at least you're learning from it, and there's progress. You're moving forward, right? So when someone comes up to you, says you're not good enough, or not necessarily good enough, but they may say something that you may feel like you're not good enough and that you're not making the right decisions. But in reality, you're doing what is best for you, and you are going at your own pace. You should always, and I say this to everybody, and I've said this, for instance, day one, you should always go at your own pace. There's no two ways about that, because the moment you start comparing yourself to others, the moment you start, sort of, I guess what people usually do is they'll project, and they will project their insecurities and, their desires onto you. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, that's no, I'm, this is me. I'm doing my best here, and I'm going at my own, on my own path and at my own pace. And that's what you should always remind yourself, because that's you living your life, and I get it. It's easier said than done, even though it's ridiculously simple. That little step is so ridiculously simple to sort of embrace, is sort of the situation that you're in, right? It's an embrace. And it's a lot of the teachings of, the Stoics, right? I'm a huge follower of, the Daily Stoics, and Ryan Holiday is just awesome. But, the ultimate message there is that we can't control everything. There are things that we cannot control, but we can control our attitude towards it. How we approach or be a proactive during a certain situation. How do we navigate through this, maze or labyrinth or whatever you want to call it, this challenge? How do we overcome these barriers, right? You have control of that. You have the control of in your attitude and how you approach something. And that's so fucking important. And again, like I said, it's easier said than done, because there's so many negativity that goes on in your head, and you're jumping to conclusions, or you're jumping to the finish line. You're like, when will this fucking shit end? And, and I've been there. I've been there, and it's a shitty feeling, you know what I mean? But again, you sort of have to remind yourself that you do have that control, your attitude towards this situation. And you have to remind yourself constantly. It's like a practice. It's like an everyday practice. If you're out of practice, then what's going to happen? You're going to get derailed. You're not where you want to be. And all of a sudden, people are saying shit. It's triggering you. And you think you're not good enough. You have imposter syndrome or whatever it is, right? And then you have to get validation, you have to get validated from someone that, just to make sure that, you're not going insane. You're not going crazy, and those are certain situations. And I've been there. And I know certain individuals in my life who are going through that right now. So, to them, I want to say, number one, I fucking love you. You guys mean the world to me. So, but know that what I just said, that's what matters at the end of the day, is that you are going at your own pace. You are trying your best. And when you do need a kick in the ass, you will have the right people who convey that message in the correct manner to get you going. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing. So please don't feel defeated. Please don't feel you're inadequate. And I say this from experience. You know what I mean? Many times I felt inadequate, that I wasn't good enough in certain situations. And it's hard to get yourself out of that, dig yourself out of that, because, you feel devalued. You feel like, am I worth it? I've had so many times where I felt intimidated by approaching someone that I like, and then I'm trying to court that person to woo them, and then I sort of like snap out of it, and then my friends hear about it, and then my friends are like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just like, "Nah, man, she's too good for me," or I don't think I'm her type, blah, 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 this and that, or whatever. And my friends would always use the same, like, who are you to judge that? Let her make that decision, if you're worth it or not. You know you're fucking worth it. You know what I mean? So let her be the judge of that. If you're good enough, right? And so, but you got to believe in yourself first, right? You got to think that you're good enough, that you can actually do the job, or whatever the situation is, that you're actually capable or having those capabilities, right, to accomplish whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, and and have those achievements simply because you had confidence in yourself, that you were comfortable in your own skin, and that you were, like I said, that you have the confidence in doing that. And I've always sort of naturally had that, but again, when it comes to, I ain't gonna lie, when it came to relationships, it felt like that. You know what I mean? And pretty recent. You know what I mean? And those doubts pop in your head, and it's not nice, dude. It's not a nice feeling. You know what I mean? But you just got to remind yourself of those things. It is a daily reminder. It is definitely a daily reminder to keep yourself in check. You know what I mean? So, anyways, with that said, oh my goodness, that was heavy. I'm sorry, fellas. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But what I did want to talk about though is it's sort of I mentioned a little earlier about the introvert extrovert thing. I'm an omnivert, I guess. No, I don't think I'm even an omnivert. I think I love my own company. I love being myself and by myself. It's not a problem. You know what I mean? I won't go mad like I need to see people. But like I said, it's healthy to actually, you have to go out there and connect and have that companionship, have that sort of have friends around you. You need fucking friends, 100%. I'm the biggest advocate when it comes to that. Having friends and being there for each other. It's very super duper important. When there's no favors being done, but more like people are actually genuinely wanting to help you out, and excuse me, and you repaying that kindness, or that courtesy. So so the whole introvert thing, I just recently, one of my friends was just shocked. She's like, "What are you talking about, introvert? Man, you go to all these gatherings and parties and clubs and and you're so good with people." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good with that. That's a talent of mine. It's not about having pride in that talent, but like I know I'm good at doing that. I know, but it doesn't mean that I always have the urge, like when I'm home, I always have the urge to go out, like I gotta go here, I gotta go there, I want to see this, I want to see that. Like if I'm traveling, sure, you do that when you're traveling, but me, I'm perfectly fine. I don't have the need, you know what I mean? I don't have the itch to like be an extrovert, go out and, I'm perfectly 100% fine, chilling at home on the couch, watching a movie or TV show or whatever, recording a podcast, you know what I mean? This is me. I'm actually an introvert, I'm just really good with, I'm a people's person, so it's not difficult for me to carry a conversation with anybody. And I think that's why I click so well with when I talk to people just in general, and the women in my life always said, you're just a fantastic listener. You're a great listener. And because it's like, yeah, because I am genuinely curious with other folks. So that's why it makes the conversation even better, because I'm generally wanting to know what's going on in your life, what's happening. Not necessarily like drama or anything like that bullshit, but I mean, if you gotta gossip, fine, whatever, just let it out, but to have like a proper, to have a proper conversation with somebody, it's very easy for me because I want to listen. I want to know what's going on in your brain, like what's going on in your head, what's your emotions. And I feed off of that. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful connection. That to me, that is the most beautiful connection, is when you can converse with someone. And so when I do find myself with somebody that can't carry a conversation, I'm like, okay, I'm checked out. Bye. Like we're cool. Nothing against you, nothing personal against you, but we don't need to talk. We don't need to chill. We ain't gonna hang out. I don't care how fine you is. You know what I'm talking about? We can't carry a conversation. Bye. So. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm an introvert, and I'm happy, and I love being an introvert, but I got no problem going out and, having fun. I can do that. As well. Yeah, I'm talking about. Got a little southern accent there. Try to go like, I don't know, maybe like South Carolina. Trying to do a little South Carolina accent. There's a reason for that, because we're going to talk about it in my recommendation of the week. If you haven't already seen it, I'm pretty sure you have already seen it. It's a Netflix documentary. Was it Murders of the Murdaugh or something? Man, I already forgot the goddamn name. Stupid. Yeah, I forgot the name. Murders. There you go. How was it? Murdaugh. Well, murder. Yeah, but we'll get that. We'll get to that in a bit. But so just quickly, yeah. So we got that covered. The introvert extrovert. All right, we talked about that. What else do we want to talk about? Oh, yeah. So let's get into just quickly, just very briefly, very quickly. I wanted to really quickly talk about this sports thing, and I wanted to bring up sports because, of course. Season 5 of Drive to Survive is back. Formula One, baby. New season actually starts this weekend, and of course, and also Formula F1 22 comes out on Game Pass. So I'm fucking downloading that shit. Perfect timing, baby. Perfect timing. I'm gonna be playing it and then be watching it. The first race, of course, is in Bahrain. The real life race. The season begins. So looking forward to that. So yeah, season 5 is out, and it just reminded me of a the whole thing in the NBA, especially in the NBA, where they talk load. I think it's load management, where the players are actively, taking these long ass breaks, and fortunately, thank goodness, there's a couple of, sensical like NBA players, professional players who are very vocal about it. I think it was Anthony Thomas who said something. Was it Anthony Thomas? Ooh, I don't want to get the basketball player name wrong. Oh, was it Anthony Thomas? Anthony. Sorry, folks. I'm doing it live right now, folks. I apologize. Anthony Edwards. Sorry. Yeah. Anthony Edwards plays for the T-Wolves, of course. So he just straight up said, he's like, not man, like, what? Fuck all this noise about load management. These people are come to the stadium. These are not cheap fucking tickets. These are tickets that they've saved up for and they're paying for it. And this could be the only game they see, in a season or even just in a year or after a long while. And it's fucked up when these people are paying their hard-earned money to come see you play, whether it's the team, they're supporting the team or supporting the players, and you're not playing. The star player's not playing. You're sitting out. That's bum shit. You know what I mean? And this load management thing wasn't a thing when I grew up. Obviously not. I'm an 80s kid. I was born in the 80s. Grew up in the 80s, a lot of elements in the 80s, and that I grew up around in. I grew up, in the 90s, of course, early 2000s, even all the way, I think maybe to, like early 2010s. I think that's when it started. I think this load management thing where athletes would just sit out for a certain period of time and not play, and not because they have an injury. Injuries happen, of course. That's understandable. You're taking a break. You can't play if you're injured, but all this like taking a break and just re-energizing and all this shit. Like what are you talking about? That's crazy. If you're healthy and you're good to go to play. And I get it. Mental health it's a factor. I get it. But if you're a professional athlete, you're getting paid millions and millions of dollars. You can't sit there and tell me that you're not able to balance that out. You know what I mean? That you're not able to balance your professional and private life out. And I know you can be around, because it's so much money, it's so much fame, and it's a whole fucking problem. Boo fucking who. You know what I mean? I get it. Yes, you're allowed to have feelings. Yes, you're allowed to, put mental health and all the stuff in the forefront, make it a priority. Of course, 100%. But this load management thing, dude, this just sounds crazy to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking too old school. I don't know, but I'm not, because Anthony Edwards, he's still young. How old is Anthony Edwards? He's 21 years old and he's talking about that. It's like, what the fuck you sitting out for, dude? You know what I'm saying? You're a professional athlete. You're getting paid this much money. You know what I mean? Like, so be out there for these fans who paid their hard-earned money to fucking see you play. And then I think, I forgot who the other basketball player was, but he was saying the same thing about the whole load management thing, about like, a player should not be recognized as the most valuable player, get the award for most valuable player by the end of the season if they haven't played 78 to 82 games. I fucking agree. You can't be MVP and you're fucking taking load management, like you're sitting your ass out. How are you MVP? Putting up those numbers, sure, great. But you playing, 75 plus games in the season, yeah, then I'll give you some credit, And like I said, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get injured. Those days, obviously, you're going to sit out. A coach is not going to risk you. That makes sense to me. I don't know. There might be much more I was about to say nuisance, a nuance. There's much more nuance to it. I'm sure, maybe, I don't know if I'm wrong, but you can't tell me that's fucking impossible to figure out. So cut this load management bullshit out, bro. Come on, man. Stop sitting down and shit. Professional ass athletes, man. Fuck out of here. Just kidding. Yeah, but just fix that shit. So like I mentioned, the other professional athletes who drive around these stupidly expensive, fast, and dangerous cars. Formula One Drive to Survive Season 5 is out. I loved it. It's just, this is if you were to look at the sports docu-series on Netflix. They have this whole universe now. Obviously, F1 is like the flagship of it, and season 5 did not disappoint. I don't think it would. But I also, because they talked about the whole Russia invading Ukraine and how it fucks up the system, basically, because there's a lot of politics that go on in F1, and a lot of musical chairs and things like that. Danny Rick, I'm gonna miss Danny Rick this season, man. Ugh, Danny Ricciardo, mate. I'm gonna miss him, dude. Shit, he's not driving this. Doesn't have a seat this season. But he's a backup driver for Red Bull, so I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work out. You have two incredible drivers on the Red Bull team. But yeah, Russia invading Ukraine, all that stuff, and also, this is weird. I don't know if you guys have noticed, and if you guys watch F1 Drive to Survive, but is that the only show on Netflix that actually uses true Ultima Nissan Ultima? No, that uses like actual true Ultra HD, ultra high definition 4K cameras, or maybe because the frame rates are higher. I don't get it. I don't know what it is. That's the only one that does it. Because when I go to Amazon Prime Video or Apple TV Plus, when I watch their stuff, it is fucking crisp. The quality is crisp. I don't get it. It's fucking weird, mate. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I think Drive to Survive is the only one. All the other ones are like, okay, you can tell it's HD. It's Ultra HD. But is it really like 4K? Is it really kicking those high gear? I don't think so. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe because it's film. But there's shows that are like that. Anyways, they're not as crispy as fucking Drive to Survive, and I love Drive to Survive for that. For of course one of many reasons. Anyway, so that takes us to the recommendation of the week. As I mentioned, we're staying in Netflix here, just keeping things here in Netflix. Of course, the latest episodes of 1923 came out. Another fantastic episode. It's a great episode. It's heart-wrenching. I loved it. The Last of Us as well came out. It's still going strong. I don't think it was as strong as the previous episodes. That's just my opinion. It is still pretty fucking good. It's damn good. But yeah, because, well, if you've seen it, there's a huge flashback to a DLC in the game, that part of the story, which you get to see. So it was very well played out. But I think when Pedro is not there, Pedro Pascal is not there, it's not as high caliber, right? As this episode wasn't as high caliber as the previous episodes where you actually had Pedro Pascal playing, a lot of the scenes. This one you only see one scene, two scenes. Okay, it's okay. I don't like it, whatever. It's fine. Okay. Bella Ramsey, of course, she's great. So she holds her own. But yeah, when you don't have Pedro Pascal, he's trying to get the Emmy. It's not working, but it's still a good episode. I liked it. 1923, same thing. 1923 just keeps getting better. I fucking love that show so much. And I keep telling you, if you haven't seen it, god damn it, watch it. Okay? God damn it. I actually like this. I actually like 1923 more than 1883. And I think it's gonna. It's not, obviously it's like a mini series. It's like is it a mini series? It's technically, I don't think it's a mini series. I feel like there's a season 2 coming out. I don't know. Or maybe they're just gonna extend the episodes. I'm not sure. But it's damn good and probably almost better than Yellowstone. I'm gonna come back. We'll come back to that and see if it makes sense. But right now, I love it. Maybe because it's recency bias, and that's why my voice is getting hoarse. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's recency. Oh, maybe because I'm fucking blabbering on here for 30 minutes straight. Maybe because it's recency bias, but I fucking love it. 1923. 80s is fantastic. And of course, there's a whole drama with Kevin Costner on Yellowstone, the whole contract thing. He doesn't want to shoot, wants to shoot. I don't know what's going on. That's still going on. They're thinking about Matthew McConaughey coming on the show, all that good stuff. But recommendation of the week, of course, goes to yet another fantastic, weird, creepy fucking shit documentary, which is Murders, A Southern Scandal. It's the latest true crime Netflix docudrama. No, it's not a docudrama. It's a documentary that will shock you. There's a lot of drama in it. and it's very much, sort of throwing it out there like a docudrama, but it is very much real. That will shock you to your core. I wouldn't go that far, because a lot of things nowadays, it feels a little, well, I'm desensitized. I don't know about y'all, but every time I think about it, hear about a new story about something like that, there's another one I saw on Instagram as a post where a bride on her wedding day she went to a bathroom or something like that. She wanted to fix something on her dress or something like that. And she walked into the bathroom, caught her soon future husband being breastfed by his mother. Okay? Let me repeat that for you right here. Okay? Let me repeat that for you. The bride, the soon-to-be bride, walked into the bathroom, walked into the bathroom, okay? One more time. One more again. The soon-to-be bride walked into the bathroom, caught her soon-to-be husband being breastfed by his mama. That's some crazy shit. Okay? Clearly, there's some problem there. And it's a real thing, by the way. It's very much a real thing. It happens out there, I know. But this way, and you know what? The most fucked up even part, big fucking part thing is, she ended up marrying him anyway. The hell are you talking about? Okay, all right, okay. Sorry, I had to do my Denzel there for a second, because I just lost my mind. It's crazy. And so Murdaugh Murders has nothing to do with breastfeeding, but it's okay. But it's true crime. It's about it's about it's about. Well, it starts off with a boating accident. Young girl, 19 years old. It's so sad. She loses her life from this boating accident. The guy who was driving it, he's a fucking crazy kid. He comes from a fucked up family, a very rich family. And, it's the usual, rich folks trying to, hide things down. And this particular rich family lives in Southern Carolina. One of the most powerful legal families, man. This is straight out of Cosmopolitan, I believe, right here. So, yeah, it's directed by Jennifer Willoughby Nason. The 3-part series, which dropped in the streaming service on 22nd of February, takes an in-depth look at how an unimaginable tragedy exposed the darkest secrets of one of South Carolina's most powerful legal families, which ultimately led to the arrest of Alex Murdaugh for double murder. That's right. I won't tell you who he murdered, because that's sort of like a mystery thing. You got to check out yourself. And so his trial, by the way, is still going on to this day. Okay, it's February 28th, goddamn it, 2023, and it's still on motherfucking trial. He should be goddamn death penalty. Crazy fuck. Anyways, he had drinking problems. Whole family had drinking problems, and he was embezzling money. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into it. If you haven't seen it already, I don't want to spoil for nobody. So you guys go out there and check it out. This scandal it's called a Southern scandal, but it's a scandal in South Carolina. Murdaugh murders. I don't know, is Murdaugh? It's not. Well, is it Murdaugh? Is Murdaugh? Is that like Scottish? Murdaugh. He's Scottish, right? It's got to be Scottish, right? It can't be Irish. I know it's not Irish. It's got to be Scottish. Anyways, besides the point, these are when you see these folks, man, they're Southern, man, especially the Murdaughs. I just find it funny that Murdaugh murders. It was just scripted. Their life was just scripted. This is what's going to happen. There's going to be fucking murders in your family. And, so it's just, one of those stories of rich folks trying to cover up their tracks and get away with bad shit. The whole fucking family, you know what I mean? Mainly the white men in their family was like, duh. Anyway, so check that out. The viewers are going crazy. People are tweeting about it, something along the lines of the Murdaugh Murders on Netflix is a masterclass on intergenerational trauma and the ripple effects of tragedy and destruction it creates. That was very well said. Another one said, finish the Murdaugh Murders, and my God, the amount of lives lost because white privilege and power is crazy, like no one person or family should be above the law in the way they were. Well said. It's And a third said, hashtag Murdaugh Murders on Netflix is heartbreaking. Such blatant corruption and disregard for human life with so few answers. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That should say enough. So you go out there and watch it on Netflix. Stream it now. It's 3 parts. It won't take that long. Just watch it. You just lose your goddamn mind. These rich-ass white folk in South Carolina. And that will pretty much wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for that southern accent. I couldn't help myself. Because what I usually do is I do my Texan accent, this is not the Texan accent, but this is more, the southern states, the actual southern states. Don't call Texans Southerners now. They're not Southerners. They're Texan. Okay. With that said, guys, that's going to wrap it up here for me here. Episode 52, House of Moody Vintage. Thank you so much for listening, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or you're watching me on YouTube right now. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. And, of course, the usual positive feedback. I appreciate it. And lots of love to certain individuals in my life. I won't call out your name because it's private. So you already know if I already told you. So until next time, guys, be kind to yourselves. This is going to be a very, very interesting month, the month of March. It's going to be very interesting. So we'll see what happens. Looking forward to the weekend. A lot of reunion things going on. We like to call it reunion because, we haven't properly hung out after a very, very long time with the whole crew. So looking forward to that. And I hope you have something to look forward to as well. And if you're going through it, I'm not going to say be strong. You can't be strong all the time, okay? But I will say this. Goddamn, be resilient. Because let me tell you right now, you are more than capable of doing that. More than capable. Because I believe in you. You believe in your goddamn self. You hear me now? All right. Please take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves and to others. I'll catch you next time. Same place, same time, same channel. I don't know why I did that. I'm out. Peace.